Hey everybody, welcome to the pre-show cocktail hour. I'm Jay, that's Aaron,
Heyo.
and that's Tony. And we are the Baby Carrot Boys, and a little bit later we're going to be talking about the Apple TV series Pluribus. But this is the YouTube exclusive cocktail hour. It's kind of like our off-topic section. We have a little bit of liquid courage before we start, and then we start. So, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
This coming Saturday, my favorite brother is going to be getting married, and he has honored me by asking me to be his best man, and I still haven't written my speech yet. So I thought I might use a little bit of this time to ask two of the smartest guys I know.
Well, it's not the day before.
Any advice for a wedding speech?
I had to perform a wedding, and I was the minister at it. I got ordained online, and I forgot to tell the people to sit down at first, and started, and then was like, "Oh, everyone sit down," and then kept going. But if for some reason you have a transition, don't forget to tell people to sit down.
Well, he's just the best man. I don't know. I had a 4.5-hour drive to think of my speech.
I mean, obviously, tell the most embarrassing anecdote.
I mean, my lady wife tells me that I should definitely talk about how when my brother first started dating his now fiance, that we didn't meet her for an extended period of time, and we didn't think that she was real. We were starting to think that she wasn't real. But then she was, and we're really glad that she was.
See, that's the transition. It's like, ha, 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 and then, she was real, and then it wasn't that funny. So it's better to tell, a funny story, about your brother and why you're glad that he has someone to experience these ridiculous moments with for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, because then the transition is sweet, right? You can be like, I remember this one time that my brother did X, Y, and Z, and it was funny, and this happened, and we all laughed, and now, every time that one of these ridiculous situations that my brother finds himself in happens, he has his wife here to experience with. Mazel tov.
There you go.
Boom. It's basically now you just throw it at the AI and throw in a couple of stories.
Because the last time I had to do this, my AI was Tony, and he really punched up my speech for me.
Well, you're not giving us a speech to punch up. You got to give us a story.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. See, that's kind of the problem is that when I did this for a good friend of mine, it's almost like there was already a story in my mind even before it was even a prospect, but because it's my brother, there's just so many to sift through.
Yeah, but there's gonna be the top three, and what you do is you do like the comedians do, and you just merge all three into one story.
Editing,
and you gotta go for at least one jugular moment to make your mom cry or something in there.
See, that's what I'm saying. You pick a sad one, you pick a funny one, and you pick a inspiring one.
It's I just love my brother so much, and I'm just glad there's finally someone to compete with on who loves him the most, or some baloney like that to make your mom tear up and your brother to roll his eyes. The baloney. All moms love the baloney.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't listen to the YouTube version, so we can talk about her here.
This is a trait of all
Hi, Mom.
mothers.
If you do listen to this,
I do actually love. Oh, now he's been doxxed. Oh no.
Oh man.
Who's been doxxed?
My brother. Now that we're talking about him on the show.
I don't think we said his name.
I just halfway said his name.
Yeah.
I don't have any tips. I feel like neither of mine were. I've only done it twice, and neither of them were funny.
Yeah, I was not funny at mine. I just told a couple of good stories. Honestly, the last wedding I was in convinced me that I don't want to be involved in any weddings. Because it was raining. I had to sit with a bunch of people that I didn't know because I was in the wedding party, and I was I don't know any of these people. I know the groom, but all of his other friends, I was very out of place.
That's the best part.
Yeah, I think we're kind of aging out of our wedding phase.
Thank goodness.
I was gonna say that's the best part about being our age is like everyone's already married, at least once.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna hit that second wave soon.
Yeah, my ideal wedding attendance is just a guest. Like I just want to be a guest. That's all. I don't want to be in the party.
Tony's like, just where's the free food and the free booze?
Just let me show up for the dinner. I get to see the cake cut, the first dances. If I get tired and want to go to sleep, I just bounce out. Bride and groom aren't going to notice. They're way too busy.
See, and this is the thing, is that the problem is that our generation was like the generation of like flash mobs and shit. And so like, can you imagine like whenever they're like getting remarried and they're like trying to like coordinate the wedding party into a ridiculous flash mob? You're like, my hip hurts. I don't want to do that.
Got osteoporosis. Marriage in this economy?
Not recommended.
Well, is the wedding going to be pretty big or just a small kind of like close family thing? Or
it sounds like it's going to be kind of medium.
That's
like,
good.
Not like there's a few people coming in from out of town, but I don't think it's going to be a bloated affair.
Sounds just right.
So they're getting married in Royce City. Is that past you or?
No, but I go to the Royce City Walmart from time to time, so it's near me.
It's in the parking lot to the Royce City Walmart, actually.
There is a Wells in Royce City. It's a good burger. It's really good burger. The real Wells is in Rockwell, but they have like a satellite burger spot by the Walmart in Royce City.
Okay. Is it a good Walmart?
It's a fine Walmart. Like Royce City is the nearest, like one of the nearest areas where there's like fast food restaurants. So like there's Whataburger over there. There's Dairy Queen. There's McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Burger King, Chipotle, Chili's. All that stuff is kind of clumped over there in Royce City. So about 15 minutes to get over there to get anything from us. It just depends. We've been really enjoying the food trucks. Like the neighborhood kind of coordinates food trucks to come in and park at a park. It's funny. And so we've tried to support them coming and, getting barbecue or tacos or, stuff like that.
Anything delivered by drone?
I haven't seen any drone deliveries.
17 pounds or less.
I did see at the Wiley Walmart a drone leaving and flying into like interior Wiley to deliver something. So I have seen this process. It is technically active near me, but I've not actually seen a delivery.
All right. Well, your wedding speech is basically written now.
Yep. Then just talk about drones.
You got it.
There we go.
Speaking of droning on in speeches, have you seen these new drones, the new deliveries?
God, I want to save it for the main show, but like that, the drone stuff in Pluribus killed me.
Yeah.
Like that was some of the best moments. Do you guys want to get into Pluribus?
Yeah, let's do this.
Can I compliment us? I think we're some funny and charming chaps, I gotta say.
Hello, and you're watching The Show, the world's most dangerous TV review podcast. Warmest greetings, and welcome to episode 80. 80! Crazy. We're the Baby Carrot Boys, Los Otros, the Bookhouse Boys, the Disgusting Brothers, the Traveling Symphony, if you will. Join us as we chat about the 2025 Apple TV science fiction series created by the great Vince Gilligan. Who's flying this thing? That gal from TGI Fridays? This time on The Show, Pluribus. I would like to welcome you inside the broadcast booth. I'm Jay. I'm joined as always by my two Hall of Famers. To my left, we have the Undersecretary of Agriculture for Farm Production and Conservation. It's Aaron.
Hey-o.
And to my other left, it's the psychic glue that binds the show together. It's Tony.
Hello.
Here at the Show, 100% customer satisfaction is our holy grail. We want to hear from you. Check out our Instagram for news about the show, including our upcoming tour, convention, and cruise, along with plenty of other bonus content. You can find us on Instagram at the Show Pod. Send your emails to the showtvpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a Discord. Once, if I ever figure that out, I'll invite you. Me individually, you can find on Instagram at jsuesponte. Aaron, where can we find you online?
Find me on the Muscoverse at Tenacious Aaron.
How about you, Tony?
Find me on the gram at tpinquite.
And the show is now available everywhere podcasts are sold. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Audible, CastBox, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. You can also check out our YouTube channel where we do a bonus pre-show cocktail hour. This week it was marriage advice. Before we begin tonight's performance of The Tempest, that's from the last episode. Damn it. Before we begin tonight's episode, we must first visit the unofficial scoreboard. Oh, God. This show is just so much fun. But this is the unofficial scoreboard. We talk about other shows that we've been watching apart from the assignment from the Great Wheel of Randomonium. And I think even before the cocktail hour, we were talking about some animes we were watching. Anything else taking up your attention lately, gentlemen?
I have been thoroughly enjoying Crimson Desert, which is the new, I guess, video game du jour that has hit the market. It is a Korean RPG exploration game. It's by a Korean studio. They've done an amazing job. The game, I played it since launch. It was a little rough at launch, but the developer has been very responsive in addressing issues and kind of fixing things. The map is huge, just absolutely massive. You can just go and explore. If you want to go, collect bounties and just hunt down bad guys and bring them to the constabulary, you can do that. If you want to do the main story, you can do that. If you want to go hunting or fishing or farming, you can do that. This game is huge. It has so much in it, and it's a lot of fun. Just really great gameplay, great combat, challenging bosses, but doable. And they've even added an easy mode, so if you don't like bosses, you can just kind of walk through the story. So that has been a huge chunk of my time recently.
Is it Western themed?
No, it's more kind of it's definitely fantasy in the sense that it's swords and shields and bows. It's more Western European kind of feeling when it starts. There are areas that are kind of influenced by Eastern architecture at times. There are spots that are inspired by kind of steampunk. There's deserts, there's mountains, there's jungles and things like that. It is just absolutely massive, and you can play a lot of different ways. The game has a very good combat system. You can use swords, you can use bows, you can just do hand-to-hand combat, and the gameplay is very good. I've been seeing some people doing stuff because there's a lot of customization that people have been able to make their characters look like the guy that's the Superman analog from The Boys.
Homelander.
Homelander, yeah, the
Anthony Starr.
Homelander. I've seen people do the guy from Red Dead Redemption 2. It's just really, really crazy how customizable the game kind of gets. But it's a really fun game. I can't brag on it enough. The story is not great. It's just not a great story. They didn't write one. I think that was more stapled on at the end. But the game itself is pretty phenomenal. How much they were able to jam into it and make it worth doing. And when people were complaining about stuff, the studio just fixes it. And that's something that I haven't really seen in Western video games in the last decade.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of great things about it, so I'm avoiding it just because I don't want it to suck up all my time.
It's good. It's a game that you could just get on and play for a while. I'll just get on and go hunt down bounties, or go help out some merchants, or go pickpocket some rich people that are looking at the stars.
What about you, Tony? What you been up to?
Oh man, really not too much. Games wise, do you know roguelites? Everything's kind of roguelike lately. I don't know if you ever played that game Balatro, which was it's poker, but roguelike is you get random rewards as you play to level up, and every run you start over, but there's usually some sort of meta progression. That one was poker.
Roguelike poker?
Yeah, it's really awesome actually, but it'll suck away your soul. Don't get it on mobile. But I was big into that a while ago, and there was like a newer one that's on Game Pass called Ball X Pit, which is like basically like, I don't know what the genre is called. It's like you shooting balls to destroy objects that are coming down the screen, like Space Invaders or something like that. But it's just like where you're shooting balls. But it's like that, but also like a roguelite, so you get like different power ups and you make choices and stuff. And that sucked up my life for a little while. Luckily, and different characters have different talents. Like there's like twins that shoot in opposite directions, or like your balls curve around you, or you're not throwing them like in a straight line, you're tossing them like almost like 3D. I don't know. It was really fun. Luckily, I escaped the hold of that one. So
talented balls.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're known for here at the show.
But it's good for like a weekend. I mean, if you had a free weekend, you could probably get all you wanted out of it in a weekend, get it done like that.
I tell you what, when I get a free weekend, I'm just playing with those balls.
Oh, yeah. 18 years from now. What about you, Senor J?
What about you?
Man, I actually recently finished a little bit of my own One Piece Odyssey, which was they put all 26 Bond movies on Netflix. And Netflix is one of the streaming services that I have ad-free, and I kind of have a crusade against ads on streaming service, but that's another thing. But I watched all 26 of those Bond movies, and like I've always been a huge Bond film fan, but I'd never actually just like sat down and watched them in order, one after the other. It'd always been like, if you guys remember the dearly departed Spike TV, they would do the 007 Days of Christmas, or they'd do a Thanksgiving Bond-a-thon. And so I'd be off school, and I'd just be watching, James Bond films back to back and loving it. But after, go ahead. Sorry,
I said, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Remind me of a funny joke after that.
What?
Remind me after you're done talking about Bond that I have a funny joke not related to Bond.
Okay. But after watching them all, like I think I'm good until the new one comes out in like 4 years or whatever. Because, man, I kind of ran it into the ground for myself, unfortunately. Like, by the end, that was kind of a slog.
Any favorites?
It did, like, not a lot of my opinions changed in that, like, I'm very partial to Pierce Brosnan because he was Bond when I was a kid, and that's, like, the first time that I went to see Bond in the theater, it was Tomorrow Never Dies, and, like, that's the one that I grew up with, so I love all the Brosnan ones. I love the Craig ones. The new ones, they weren't as good as I remembered, but I still appreciate them. I think like watching through gave me a much greater appreciation for Connery. Just just how cool he was. Mm-hmm. And like almost like mischievous in a way that like the later ones were, because people love to compare them, but each one kind of had their own style. Mm-hmm. And it was like, Connery's style was like cool and mischievous, and like Brosnan was just like straight suave. Like there was just never a time when he didn't look so freaking cool. And Craig is brooding, and Roger Moore just kind of sucks.
Got the short end of the stick.
He did 7 of them, and he started at age like 45, and by the end it's like, dude, what are you doing here? Like, I don't really want to be able to see the like lines in your eyes as you're like macking on the ladies. Mm-hmm. But
I definitely enjoyed the Pierce Brosnan and the Daniel Craig era. I saw some of the Sean Connery ones back when I was much younger, but I haven't seen them in the modern era, so I would have to go back and watch those.
I think just when you have a franchise of 26 films, there's just gonna be some duds, and man, there were some duds. Even every era has its duds. A lot of people really hold up Connery as this, like, they really put him on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. But the last couple from his first run, like, he was really mailing it in. But
you're not gonna say that about Fast and Furious 27. There's 0 duds in that franchise.
I mean, maybe this is my naivete here, but I thought they were done with those. Are they making more?
Family never dies, Brian. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm too behind at least. I need to go watch some of the James Bond because I have only seen the ones from my time, I guess, the Brosnan forward into Daniel Craig. I haven't seen any of the old ones.
Like if you're gonna do some Connery, I'd say stick to the first three. It's gonna be Dr. No, From Russia with Love, and Goldfinger. Those three, just three straight up bangers, and then the rest kind of suck. But if you like Brosnan and Craig, though, check out the Timothy Dalton ones from the 80s, because a lot of the classic fans really shit on those. But they're a lot closer to to what we got from Craig, and I think it was just kind of, the common line on it is like they were a little bit ahead of their time, and that's not quite true because they're still very 80s. Like the Taliban is the heroes in one of them. But definitely worth a watch.
The internet had a funny joke the other day. It was like, misogyny. Is there a misterogeny I can talk to? And that was the joke I was going to say earlier.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see that as a Sean Connery line. Misogyny. Is there a misterogeny I can speak to?
That was pretty good right there, dude.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you. All right, well, we're here to talk about Pluribus, and that was a Tony pick. So, if you would, sir, what the hell do we watch?
Tony only wins when he doesn't care. Well, you already said it at this top, but it is a sci-fi drama from Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan, and mainly we follow the main character Carol Sturka, who, along with 12 other people, are the only people on Earth that are immune to this extraterrestrial virus that creates the joining, which takes over all the human bodies and minds in the world and connects them into one hive mind. I guess they call them multiple things, but the others is kind of what we settle on. Follow her. We get a couple side stories with the other non-alien ified people, but I guess
I like calling them the plurbs and the Normans.
The plurbs, the muggles. AI says it's a show that asks a deceptively simple question: what if saving the world meant robbing everyone of their happiness? I guess to expand on that is it is completely peaceful. I don't even know if it's an alien or an organism thing. There's no conflict, no unhappiness, I guess. They don't kill or harm anybody, and they basically wait on the non-alienified people as if they're kings on Earth. They're slaves, basically. They could ask for anything they wanted to, and they would not be denied. But that's a generalized summary.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit of the official podcast, and the first episode was with Vince Gilligan, and he was talking about how the idea came to him. At first, it was like a wish fulfillment story, and the main character was a man, and he was like, it didn't really go anywhere because it just got really horny really fast, and there's really only so much you can do with that. And I think you see a little bit of a vestige of that with the character who ends up living in Las Vegas,
the French guy.
But
yeah.
Well, I think he was from somewhere in Africa, but
was he? Okay.
French speaking. Yeah,
a French colony, maybe.
I think he was from Burkina Faso. I might be making that up, but a part of Africa that's definitely French speaking. Not to skip ahead too much, but he was really entertaining, and such a good counterpoint to Carol.
Yes.
Yeah, I did like the things he said, and the character brought to the show was I just couldn't get past the point. Was he's a rapist. People cannot say no to him. And he's getting a lot of action.
Well, the hive mind won't.
Yeah, they won't say no. They can't and won't say no. So it's pretty sure Carol should have been if you asked all the therapists and ethical minds in the world what you're doing to them, if would be considered that, what would they say?
Yeah, but Carol's not.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you put Carol in that same category too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put her in the same category. She does it too.
She does.
Eventually.
2 months after Helen is gone.
Yeah, 60 days or 70 maybe. That was the, this, like, a lot of things happen, but it's like the counter's like, it's only been 12 days. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this could have also been 100 days or like 200 days. Like, almost the short timeline makes me even more frustrated with, like, spoiler alert, like, I just grow to dislike Carol as a character, where I start off really high on her, liking her a lot, and I just kind of like, it only takes 70 days for her to almost go back on everything that made me like her in the first place.
There were also a number of story inconsistencies that bothered me in the early part of the story. For example, 90% of the people didn't fall over, but Helen did to die. Like, we saw tons of people just standing, getting, downloaded into. One, it started as a biological, like, mouth-to-mouth transfer to take over someone, and it took about 5 minutes to take over the person, and then they have magically invented Wi-Fi. Because, like, there was just, like, this moment where everybody on Earth except for our 13 people get downloaded into. Like, there's no way that they got their spit on everyone's candy on Earth in that short amount of time.
Well, my assumption was, like, when they did all their samples, they sent to scientists, and then she remarked on how all the chemtrails were, like, in the same straight lines. I figured they were, like, aerosolizing whatever it was, and, like, it was all, like, airborne, like an airborne highly contagious virus or something that they developed.
Even at that level, no, you can't hit the whole world so that everybody just like why isn't it that it's starting in one spot and, like, as the chemtrails are hitting, it's happening? Why is there a global joining moment? Like I said, it felt like Wi-Fi. It didn't feel real. And then again, why is Helen falling over for story purposes, but, like, everyone else is just standing there like a normal person? Or I guess not normal, but just standing there kind of like a zombie. So then also, why so long? Like, what changed in these different times? Like, when we get later to the people who are getting, like, the reprogrammed version of the virus so that they can take it, it's back to the 5 minutes. But everybody involved in the joining, it was like 30 minutes. How long did it take her to drive from the bar to the hospital with Helen in the back of the pickup truck?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, that's the whole length of time that they're all being, downloaded into, or they're joining. Like, why is there a change in the metaphysics of how this virus is working? So, like, those were the things that right off the bat, I was like, what are the rules of this thing? Because I feel like that we're not holding to any type of rules here.
I really liked maybe it was only the first couple episodes. It's kind of hard because I always binge it, and it feels like it's more episodes than when I actually go back and look at when it all happened. But it's like, I felt like they were exploring a lot of concepts. I was like, oh, there's a lot of fun things to think about. Just like, everyone has all of the knowledge of humanity, so any one person can be a surgeon or a chess master. And it was like, I feel like they were really exploring a lot of that, or like the efficiencies of not needing to control other people or have money and stuff like that. I feel like that was all really interesting in the first, maybe it was only the first 1 or 2 episodes, and then it was like, let's not think about that kind of stuff anymore and just focus on Carol, who's, like, not really doing anything to save the world, but halfway doing it. I don't know.
I feel like we spent a lot of time on the self-loathing of Carol for a good long while.
Yeah. As I sit here sipping a lovely bourbon, this was not a comfortable show to have a drink during.
I liked, to be spoilery, I liked Carol almost the whole way through the show, even through her flirting with Zosha, who is her little, I guess for people that haven't watched it, but this is a spoiler show, so assume you're watching it or have watched it to listen to the show, like her little caretaker. But it's like, even through that, I was like, okay, maybe she's halfway, like, still gathering information. She seemed to be doing that. and then she just went full on like give up. I'm gonna fall in love and with this alien, and then only 60 days after my wife just died, and who I know is not actually a person on their own, and then also I'm not gonna care again until literally I know that I don't have a choice. I'm about to be turned into an alien, and then I'll start caring again. It was like so purely selfish, whereas like at the beginning I felt like she was kind of like altruistic, like wanting to save humanity, or maybe she was just angry that her wife had died and something was taken from her. But like, at least she was trying for the first 7 episodes, and then she just turned into a loser.
I liked Carol's motivation and her logic. I agreed with her that this was a horrible thing and all these people were basically under the tyranny of the hive mind, if even they existed anymore at this point.
Yeah, there is no humans anymore, or people anymore.
Basically. There are, yeah. That's how I took it. I was like, there are 14 people on Earth, and one of them is the hive mind with just like billions of meat puppets, and that is. Like, I was very against the hive mind. Christy took the position of, oh, like, now there's peace. Now there's calm. Now nobody's, upset. Everything can function towards the greater good. And I was like, they suck. They can't even eat animals or pick grapes off of a vine. Like, talk about, like, de-evolution. Like, this is definitely a downgrade. So
they know everything, but they can't do anything about it.
They can't do anything. The worst.
You know what the worst is? Is like all Carol had to do was say, "Hey, can you make this recording like a 2-word sentence saying, 'Hey, leave a message,' instead of make me listen to this 90-second voicemail recording every single time she calls." Like, oh my God! I was like, that'd be the first request I made. Please shorten this to a leave a message beep. I love competent and intelligent characters, and Carol is a competent and intelligent character, and like was making really good points, and I agree with observations. But it's like also like every single spy and every single psychologist and therapist is in the hive mind and can like they're smarter than you and can know exactly everything about you and can how to manipulate you. Like you could not, as a thinking person, ever trust anything they'd say. Like you could use them because they're willing to do almost anything you ask them to do. Like, but you could never believe. Yeah,
they couldn't lie. Like they were stuck being honest. Now, whether or not they could read Carol, I think that they slowly learned how to. But I do think at the same time, like I was on Carol's side until like her attitude took way too long to deal with and was so disruptive. I also find a bit bullshit of you can have sex or have like crazy orgies with the Frenchman, but you can't have someone yell in your face for 10 seconds. Like, I feel like the intense emotional experience of any of these things, like those are not that. Like, I found that to be ridiculous. So, like, to me, the rules of the show made no sense. But I found myself just kind of, like, losing interest in everything in the reality of the show when she falls for Zosha, whenever she just initiates. Because, like, that was the moment I was like, this does not feel like the same Carol. This feels gratuitous.
Exactly, yeah.
And the gratuity of it was where I was kind of like, this no longer feels like it's being written for the purpose of telling the story that we started. This just feels like making that HBO money type thing.
Dude,
I think I think a better, maybe a more, I even struggle to say slowly written show, like would build to that a little more, like build to a turning in Carol's like her own rules of morality, because like at least for me, like I understood like she's incredibly lonely, and she snaps and she goes back on her principles, and it like I feel like you could have gotten me there, but you didn't get me there.
It takes zero time. Like, okay, you know what would have made sense is like she literally is abandoned, but she's not. She can ask for anything in the world. via telephone.
And get it delivered via drone, and sometimes it gets delivered.
So it's like, okay, like I thought that's where it's head. Like, oh, she's like gonna have to. This is like a post-apocalyptic survival mode. She's gonna have to go like scavenge anything they actually left and like find a way to get gas in her car to like go find another place where they're at or something. But no, it was like she still had almost full access to stuff, and it was only like a month. It was a couple weeks.
Yeah, they kind of gave up on
and the
dangers of the natural world like too quickly.
Yeah,
because I thought that was actually really clever and really effective, the way that they played on the themes of community and how we rely on each other, and that's not a bad thing. That like we need each other, and that ultimately makes us stronger. Kind of illustrated through the problem she had with the wolf, but they kind of abandoned that pretty quickly after she just like puts the concrete over Helen's grave.
Yeah, I feel like it's like they use that for a single like moment in the story, but like the overall world doesn't feel real, right? Like, you know, oh, everyone leaves.
I think they were trapped by, they wanted to show a lot of cool shit, and in order to do that, not much time could have passed. Like for her playing golf and the greens in the fairway still be perfectly manicured, like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do this. It has to be only a month. Like I feel like the story would be better if this played out over the like 2 or 3 years or something like that. But I guess for all the fun stuff they want to do, like fly planes and go to places where everything still looks normal, it's like you got to have a short timeline to do all the cool stuff. Maybe it would be better if they didn't show how much time had passed, because that was really taking me out of it. It's like, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or like 5 days we'd already gotten from her to like 0 things happening to like she'd already like killed 11 million people by freaking people out. She's already met all the other humans. She's already like, it's almost the 3/4 of the story had already happened in the first like 5 days.
I don't know. I didn't really take a lot of issue with the pace, because to me it seemed that it's such a traumatic event that's happened that those first few days are going to be packed with memorable moments.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you're going to have a pretty, like, condensed, like, beginning part, especially with, like, getting together with other survivors and, like, kind of figuring out what's going on. But I also feel that the show kind of durdled towards the middle part. Like, the whole section with her being by herself, like, from a quote-unquote artistic perspective, yeah, that was really well done. But the episode got boring. Like, I got kind of bored during that time period, and then we moved straight into the Zosha romance, and that whole like saga I just kind of was not feeling.
Do we think there's like side stories that just aren't here?
Apparently, everybody else is just living their best life, except for Carol and, you know, our guy from south of the border. What was his name? I can't remember his name.
Manusos. I feel like there's like the Indian mother. I feel like that was setting up to do something like, you know, she didn't want to accept it, but she's kind of new, and Carol was pointing that out. And then like the whole like first time Carol freaks the alien out and it has a worldwide meltdown, she calls. I thought there was going to be some sort of like development where it's like eventually that mom's like, I just can't pretend anymore that it's not wrong. Like, I want my real child back or something. I'll help you. Or like, I don't know. Like, yeah, all the other normal people are just way too happy to forget about it.
I felt like Lakshmi was a foil for Carol, about to really emphasize how alone Carol was even in her life before the change. Because really all she had was Helen. That's the only person she cares about. And in this afterworld, you know, she's not worried about siblings or parents. She doesn't have friends. So I think to me, that was just kind of to illustrate how alone Carol was, and also to show a little bit how easily some of the other unchanged people could be manipulated by the others. Of all you have to do is speak to them through a loved one, here especially through a child, where she's like, no, this isn't some alien virus, this is my child, to allow Carol to be like, no, these are aliens, what's wrong with you?
I also feel that all of the people represented kind of like an archetype. Like we had the spouse, we had the mother, we had the daughter, we had Carol, who was kind of like the loner, not loner, but you know what I mean. Like she was alone. But we also, and she was like sad about it. She was the mourner. And then we had like the Frenchman, who was kind of like the partier. Then we had Manussos, who was kind of like the skeptic. And we kind of get all these different archetypes through the different players that are left. But I felt like they didn't really do anything with it. Like they just kind of like had that one meeting, and then it just became, the Carol show.
I kept being disappointed in Carol's naivete, the way that like she was just mailing her messages, her anti-others messages through the others. Like the way that she basically trusted them not to surveil her. Like the way that when Manussos comes to her house, it's like, your house is bugged. And she's like, what? How could my house be bugged? And the whole time, like, especially from the moment when she comes back and they're repairing her house, I was like, they bugged her house. There's no way they did not bug her house.
She was just very confident in the fact that they can't seem to lie or manipulate. Yeah.
Just because they can't lie doesn't mean that they can't spy.
Yeah. She established, like, even if they didn't want to, they would still do it. So she didn't have anything to really worry about on that front. Like, they would never actually harm her physically or emotionally. And, like, they wouldn't want to send those videos to the others, but they would do it because it would make her unhappy if they didn't do it. So they were kind of, like, biologically locked into obedience, basically. They're kind of like slaves, man.
Yep.
I don't know. This show had a lot of great ideas. It just made I loved Carol so much. And I was like, oh, yay. A great female character. And then they bring in Manussos, and they made a dude the best character in the show. He's freaking the only one trying to save the world, and he's super disciplined. And maybe stubbornly so, but he freaking like traverses half the world.
Yeah. Well, did anyone else get kind of an edgelord vibe from the ending with the nuke? Like, I felt like that was a bit much, like, just in general.
I feel like it's a halfway stupid idea, and then also like maybe is a deterrent.
But it doesn't really mean anything. Like, I feel like, to me, because of the way that they presented that they will not be violent, attack, will not take a life, will not do anything, what is it deterring? Like, who is it deterring?
Bringing that canister of her stem cell, like, researched things to make her sniff it. She'll just like, I'll blow up a state if you try to do that to me.
I feel like they'd already set out that, we're not going to do it unless you ask for it.
No, that's when they had to, like, actively, like, stick a needle in her, but now they don't have to do that. Like, they basically said, we're going to do this to you. It's our, like, I feel like that's the one thing that they can't actually, like, forcibly do to someone.
Yeah, that's kind of the sense that I got from it. It's been a couple weeks since I finished the show, but like there was definitely a point where they had led her to believe that they could only turn her with her consent, but she had uncovered that was not necessarily true. That they had basically found a loophole.
I can't believe it took her so long to think of the eggs. I immediately thought of the eggs. I was like, wait, she's already talked about freezing her eggs. I was like, what about your eggs, girl?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I guess like in a sick way, I was like, okay, probably Frenchy dude, or not, he's not French, but like French speaking dudes probably let out a lot of semen somewhere that could be easily collected. It's like, if eggs work, I assume sperm works. He's probably not safe.
So
either.
He was from Mauritania. Mauritania. There we go.
Is that even a real place?
Yeah. Yes.
Sounds like a metal that Wolverine's skeleton's made out of.
Adamantine.
It's Mauritania.
Yeah, it's definitely a real country in Northwest Africa.
We appreciate your listenership. No offense intended. Please forgive my ignorance for not knowing of your nation. But like at that point, no one's safe. I feel like. I mean, how hard would it be to?
But you've used the word slavery a couple times to talk about the others.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. That the show really made me think about the the class system that we have in our society that we just don't talk about. The way that anything that you buy, anything that you go out and do, anything that you consume, that there's often an army of people that you never see and you never meet and you never speak to, who a lot of times worked in undesirable conditions to bring about that experience for you. And to you, the consumer, you know, you pay your $20 to see your movie, and you never think about the people who worked in grueling conditions in order to bring that to you. So sometimes it made me feel kind of like the show made me feel guilty.
Point of clarity. Are we talking about the people working at the concession stand, or the people who are like mining the materials that are needed to like create the cameras?
There you go. All of it.
All of it.
Like all of it. You know, even like you go to a restaurant and like somebody's gonna wash your dishes that you're never gonna see, and that person's probably getting paid shit. But you know, you don't want to think about that because you just had a delicious meal. But the reality is that happens. You know, in some ways, like you have to exploit that person in order to get the result that you get.
Capitalism.
Thanks,
baby.
Adam Smith.
Yeah, I mean, human beings are the only animal on the planet that has to pay to live. I guess we could go off into some random jungle or something somewhere, and maybe no one would bother us. But
not anymore. Like, I mean, even like the untouched tribes have been touched now.
I think they're called uncontacted.
Yeah, same thing.
Allegedly. It's hard. I mean, when we went to Cambodia, JS, that's like I always say, like, that's the most piece of shit I've ever felt. Not enough to stop me from visiting Angkor Wat, but it's like freaking the most touristy town there is like hotels that are nice next to like
slums.
Yeah, like badly constructed houses, and it's like the only nice buildings are there for the tourists that are bringing all the money in. It's just like that's the biggest like shit. Like, and the dollar at that time, the conversion rate was just like, well, I'm definitely happy to be born where and how I was born. It's like, man, it's like, yeah, when you see the glimpses and like, yeah, I use my iPhone and I don't like to think about why there's suicide nets to stop people from killing themselves at the iPhone factories or Foxconn or whatever that stuff was.
Yeah, but they're going to replace them all with robots at some point, so it only took like 250 years, but Karl Marx was right. Eventually capitalism is just going to get rid of the workers.
It's crazy that the others, it's just like they're just gonna literally starve to death. Like that's how it's gonna happen, and there's nothing they're gonna do to stop it. There's like hopefully they can build a powerful enough antenna to send the signal into space before they run out of humans.
It felt incredibly dumb. I felt like this gimmick of, oh, we can't even pluck a fruit off of the tree. Here's my problem. This reminds me of the Futurama episode where they're like trying to conserve the penguins and they're all being, nature conservists. And they are like trying to protect them, and they're like, oh, now the penguins have bred and there's too many of them. So now we have to kill them and cull them in order to make sure that they survive. And like this presents a problem for Leela because she's like, well, I joined this organization to protect them. It's like, well, this is protecting them. I feel like that is what the mind virus like fails to understand. Letting all your pets go that have been domesticated, they're just all going to die. Like, they're not going to survive. So like your whole, we can't cause harm to another living being. You already have like significant harm.
Yeah, like they talk about biological imperatives, but they don't see self-preservation as one of those.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. That to me was one of the points where I was like, this is a dumb plot point.
Oh,
like you had to bring John Cena in because of how dumb this is.
One thing I'll say is like that is the most convincing CGI goat I've ever seen on TV or film. That little kid at the end, the little goat kid. I was like, this is the best CG like animal I've ever seen on a movie or a TV. Like, it looked so good. Sorry, that was way off topic, but I was like, it's obviously CG, but dang. I wanted to ask earlier, what was the budget of this show? Because I'm like, freaking A. Like, all the locations they go
had to be enormous.
And all the equipment, like, even if they build a set to look like the interior of a plane, it's like all these planes and flying and like the drone, like everything, all the vehicles looked real enough to me, or mostly real enough to me, where it's just like, what? And then like the grocery store that someone, like, definitely they emptied a real grocery store somewhere and then refilled up said grocery store and like emptied the streets and stuff. Like, insane.
15 million per episode.
That sounds low. That sounds low.
It says that the 9 episodes had a 15 million budget per episode, which is 5 times what Breaking Bad was.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
I wish I knew more about Albuquerque to know if like all these places are real places or if they're just like rebrand named buildings. Like,
well, I can tell you, Sprouts is definitely real. That was such a specific.
I didn't know if like that hardware store was a real specific hardware store. That wasn't like a chain one, and like, I'm sure the hotel was Crown Plaza. I gotta say, selfishly, it's me. I'm traveling the world, seeing everything, and I'm traveling in the nicest vehicles, and I'm staying in the nicest places. Before I save the world, I'm not like, no, I'm not gonna rape the aliens, but I'm gonna like, oh, if they're gonna cook me delicious food and take me to anywhere I want to go and offer me the things, like, I'll enjoy it and then I'll save the world.
So you're okay with the slavery part, just not the sex slavery?
Yeah, well, I didn't create the situation.
There's levels to it. You know, there's levels of outrage, and once we throw sex in there, that's a higher penalty category.
I'm just saying,
that's an
like,
enhancement.
Manusos is not really having any of it. Like, he's like, no.
Yeah, I respect him.
Paying for things.
I respect you. I don't have the fortitude to do what he did. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I felt personally called out by the Mauritanian guy reenacting the Bond stuff, because like that's 1,000% what I would do.
I just can't believe, even if the original alien race that developed this virus thing like wasn't as evil as humans are. Like, I just can't believe all the evil humans, or just the intelligent humans inside this hive mind, couldn't think of more loopholes. Like, okay, yeah, why don't you gathering animals up into a certain area is not harming them, and then just have a computer program that one of the regular humans has to execute once, and then it becomes self-sustaining, that like automates some sort of like farming or like domesticated animal slaughter situation. That they're like, I feel like there's loopholes that the smartest human brains in there would have come up with to like, we're not technically doing it or violating our biological imperative, but I don't know, to solve their food situation.
Yeah, I think the mechanic that I took issue with was the way that memory worked, where I was like, I will 100% accept that, you know, the expertise portion is going to transfer to person, that like anybody's going to be able to fly a plane or do brain surgery because that's in the memory bank of the hive mind. But the parts where they're like, we know exactly what you had at this specific meal on this specific date, like, it basically assumes that all of us have an eidetic memory, and we don't.
Yeah. Well, also, like, what about Helen? Like, it was able to download all of Helen's memories before Helen died?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where is that stored? Are you just pocketing that away in some, like, 15-year-old kid in Uganda? It's like, yeah, we'll just pocket that in your brain over there because we need that information. Like, again, the rules of this show, all over the place. But, like, why do you have access to the information when she died? Like, where is that information being stored? And that's what I didn't understand. Like, anything that you actively were connected into, you would have that knowledge, sure. Where are memories of, like, those who died going? Why didn't you just lose access to that data?
Well, that's part of one of the big things where it's like, that's what makes you know that these aren't even like
meat puppets.
These aren't even consciousnesses. It's like, like what's their names? Sons, like even all his memories and personality, but when he dies, it's still there. So it's not even his own consciousness. It's just like an AI version of who he used to be. So it's like, definitely like when he was is like, they stole their souls. It's like, this is like a biggest thing of like, if souls exist, these people's souls are gone. And if they don't exist, it's like, they're not the souls anymore. They're not even the minds or the consciousnesses of these used to be humans. It's like, you can't think of, like, I'm kind of like, I don't know. That's the part where it's like, part of the show makes you think, oh, there's a way to turn them back. But there is no coming back.
We don't know yet. Like, I feel like the closest we got was Zosha being dosed with the truth serum.
Well, Helen's dead.
She started having,
but she's still there.
Heart attacks.
Like, Helen could be recreated into another human body, exactly, because all her brain and memories. But she's dead. There's no body for her to come back into. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Zosha is
Zosha's
everybody.
Playing a role. But she's playing a role, right? Like, she's wearing a wig and all that stuff to be looking more like Raban.
Yeah, I just mean like whoever like original Zosha is. It's like, even if you like I don't think there's a way. The show seems to be setting up where it's like that original person's mind is still intact. Like, they're still who they are inside, and the hive mind's just taking over them. It's like, it doesn't seem like that. It seems like everyone's gone and everyone's the same now. I don't know. Guess that's a discussion that the show wanted to have people have. It's working. Good job.
I found it to be offensive that this would be a better system. The tyranny of the hive mind over the individual, not worth the trade. And again, just like the inability to solve the basic problem of survival clearly shows that this is not a good thing. So, like, to me, if anything, this mind virus exists to wipe out conscious life and just like continue to shoot its virusy seed into space and catch the next intelligent life smart enough to decode it, like inject it into a rat and then have the rat bite yourself and then start making out with itself.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like, I don't know enough about viruses. I guess, is that how just normal viruses work? Because, I mean, a virus infects a host, but it's killing its own host. It's only, I guess, only imperative is to replicate and spread. So I guess maybe it's in keeping with that. It's like, it doesn't care about surviving.
It depends on the virus. Like, the Ebola kills you. The cold does not. Right? So, like, it depends on the virus. And in this case, I guess it makes sense that the virus is just going to kill off the population. It just feels really dumb.
I wonder if there's a version of this story where it's like the virus prevents the same things, like harming and killing, but the human brains are still their own. It's like the humans are still the humans, but then it's like every time they try to do something violent or to hurt something, it's like they can't. Like, they get locked up.
Isn't that like The Giver? Like, nobody has emotions or memories.
Yeah, I never really understood how they pulled that one off. And they see in black and white.
Yeah, everybody's in black and white. Pleasantville.
I need to reread that see if I can understand what's happening. I was like, wait, how are you controlling these parts of people?
I feel like the show had an interesting idea. I feel like it got kind of bogged down in the way that they chose to tell the story. I think that if it was more than 13 people, it would have been better. I think that if it was like the virus took over like 75% and there was like a 25% resistance that was building, I think that would have been a more interesting thing. The 13 almost feels like inevitably.
What if it was like 98% and only 2%?
Sure, at least it's like some number that feels like you can actually do
it's
something.
Like
with
like,
the 13, it's like they won. That's what it feels like.
And those 2% would be like the leftovers.
At least.
I'm not getting any responses from Jay on these.
Jay's out. He's like, don't go with the show.
No, I was just thinking about how it feels like a lot of times. I'm just speculating here, but it feels like Vince Gilligan's writing style is sometimes he almost does it backwards, where he's like, I'm gonna come up with an impossible premise. I'm gonna come up with something where a character is facing an insurmountable goal, and the challenge to myself as a writer is how am I going to get them out of it? And whether or not the show is successful is whether or not he lands that plane. And so often he does land that plane. And so to me, it kind of felt like having it be just 13 people makes it feel so insurmountable that you could save the world. And he hasn't shown us how they're going to do that yet. But I guess the faith I put in him as a viewer is like, I'm going to watch this show and see how you get there. But talking through it with you guys, well,
it's crazy enough that we even got people as smart as Carol and Manusos, but it's definitely crazy that we even got anybody like Manusos that's gonna be dedicated and go through every single radio signal frequency.
Yeah,
13
what
people.
If, everyone's basically just Alex Jones. That would be really bad.
Because it's like, what do they say? Like, imagine a person of average IQ and think about how dumb that person is, and half of all people are dumber than that person. So it's quite a mathematical feat that the people that didn't get turned are not, on the bottom side of that IQ spectrum.
Well, that's just the part. Also, it's like, what's with these random naive and dumb moments that the alien has? I was like, we figured you were joking about the hand grenade, but were you joking about the hand grenade? It's just like it has every human. It knows there are body language experts, spy, counter-terrorists. There's all these people know exactly the way a person moves or their facial reactions or the muscles on their face move, or where their eyes look. There are humans out there that know every single thing about a person. They probably could tell by the way her voice inflects. It's the level of it's crazy to imagine. That's the hard one thing about this show is just the level of intelligence difference of if all of humanity. I wish it explored what if all of humanity was working together for a common goal. You had, let's think of the smartest mathematician, but now that mathematician is in a million bodies doing experiments or calculations, or scientists. Now you just the best welder is now, there's a million best welders. There's a million best engineers. They're all the best, and they're all
But the hive mind has no morals, because children are the same as adults, as old people, as whatever, because we saw it was using anybody and everyone for whatever purpose it needed. So that's what I mean by I don't know. To me, the way that the show kind of presented it, there is no you anymore, right? These are just the meat puppets of the hive mind. And so, even if there is any value in there being no war or unity of purpose or anything, no one is actually getting to experience it. If anything, it's locked in syndrome or something, right? Where you're stuck watching something else run your life, and you're just a passive observer. Horrifying.
I think we're only seeing I just assume there's got to be, her little note board said they're building a giant antenna, and kind of at the first episode they're how would you even power? How much power would it take? You have to have a satellite dish the size of, I feel they said a state or a city or something, or they said something huge. I feel when the people were talking, the little radio people at the very beginning of the first episode. So I assume somewhere in the world there's a huge, we're only seeing the people that are closest to the actual real humans. There's got to be some huge army of people building something somewhere, right? Or,
I mean, we know that they got all the factories in China still, so why wouldn't they be doing it over there?
Yeah, I think I kind of got lost in the metaphors of the show, where I didn't really analyze a lot of the mechanics of it to that level. Because I often felt like Carol was me and everyone else is like humanity's collective embrace of AI, where it's like, come join us. It's so much better over here. You'll be so happy. Meanwhile, it's just destroying the planet.
Everyone's waiting for that bubble to pop.
Like, probably blah, 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 listen to me, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's probably a lot of projection, but like I'll give you a real concrete example in my life where in my job, we've recently switched over to this new way of processing cases where previously I was individually responsible for all these clients. But now we've like pooled it, and our team is responsible for everybody's clients, and we all subspecialize. And so now I'm answering these emails using we rather than I. And it just like, it kind of made me stop my tracks and be like, shit, I've joined the collective. Like I've joined the others here. I'm using we to be like, oh, like we're really excited about you working with us. I'm not fucking excited, but like that's what I'm writing.
It's definitely I think it's social media 2.0, where it's like there have been amazing things brought about by social media, like the connecting of basically all parts of the earth. Like you can get instant live news from the other side of the world. Like you can see a video of like, oh, a factory blew up, or like, you know, like something wonderful happened. Like that, those kinds of things have probably like stopped a lot of hatred and brought people together across the world. But they're just like the negative effects of like politics and algorithms and like feedback loops has like destroyed society already, basically. Like that's probably what's like happening or gonna happen with AI. Like now people they have AI write their text to their boyfriend and girlfriends, and then maybe their boyfriend and girlfriend is using AI to write their text back. It's like, so it's just like, our two people, I think maybe Aaron brought this up, is like, are we just gonna send our little AI bots out to date each other, and then they'll tell us when they find somebody? But there's like, we've never actually talked to a human. It's like the internet theory may be coming up sooner rather than later. I don't know.
I mean, dead internet theory is all but true at this point with all the bots on X and social media and shit like that. And then we have beeps like that. The FBI just like plugged in to listen. So,
like writing a motion for y'all or whatever is like, you probably had to do that by hand. Like now maybe an AI could do that for you perfectly accurately, or almost perfectly accurately. You can just review and save you. I don't know how long that takes y'all to do that kind of stuff, but
I don't think that most people saw AI collapsing white-collar jobs so fast. Like, I think that was not what people were expecting. And for that to kind of be one of the first dominoes, like, I think, like, it's very telling that the economy is, like, growing and we are having negative, you know, we're losing employment. That is going to become the new normal.
Computer science was like if you wanted potential to make crazy money in like job security, computer science, like programming was the field to do it. And now that's like the first, like maybe not like across the board, but like entry level coders, like your AI does it faster and better and for free, or for how much water and electricity. Yeah.
It's vibe coding now is what you're learning how to use, you know, Codec, Claude Code, and anti-gravity, and learning how to make stuff using that. But my buddy Greg is like creating a WoW clone. Not really, like it's like its own thing, but he's basically making it feel like it's the WoW arena so that he can like play it and have some fun. And it's like, this is crazy that you've built this. He's like, yeah, I didn't take anything off the internet. I just started working with the AI and said, this is how I want it to look. This is what I want it to be. This is how I want it to function. And now this afternoon, he got me online and showed me in Unity, he's been using the AI to build this game. And it was working. Like, he ran around, fought bosses, fought enemies, cast spells. Like, I was like, you built this from scratch? He's like, yeah, like, just using the AI.
That's crazy.
It's wild. Like it's within our lifetime, like, you know, when you're like reading to your grandkids, it's like going to be like, hey, we're going to have the AI put together a show, and it's going to be like a story that we just came up with, and you're going to watch it, and it's going to be generated, And it's like, now that's how you tell bedtime stories, is you basically create an experience with your grandkids. That's what I think is coming.
Sounds plausible to me.
What happens when we all abdicate our creativity?
I think I don't think that we abdicate our creativity. You're always going to have people who are creatives who want to tell stories and want to use stuff. What I think is going to be like the big thing is there's just going to be so much out there that we're going to have a divergent culture. Like when we were growing up, what is it that everyone quoted? Movies, right? Like there was all these like shared cultural moments where you could like make a reference, and because like everyone else saw that movie, or a lot of people saw that movie, you would have an instant moment that you could kind of like tap into with other people and show a kinship or a tribalism. Where what happens when everyone's just creating their own roadshow along the way, and there isn't any shared culture anymore? Like, yes, it's shared in the sense that you're using AI, but you're growing up and you're watching shows that are being created based off your interests, and there's not this kind of like shared cultural event anymore.
That sounds really lonely.
You guys still talk to people?
I talk to you two.
I talk to people when we do these pods.
Every other month, I spend 90 minutes talking to you two. Otherwise, I'm just sending AI written emails to people at work. God.
Oh man.
At least make your own roadshow interesting.
Like in the show, something that really gave me AI vibes was like, especially in the conversation at the hospital after the grenade goes off, where whenever Carol would ask a very difficult question to the others, it would kind of take him a second to answer, almost like it was like calculating. All right, and here's my answer. And that's very much how AI feels a lot of the time.
You're not wrong.
I don't fully understand, like, with how quickly they came back, like, I don't fully understand why they went to drones. It's like, why don't they just have people park far enough away that she couldn't blow dart them with truth serum or something? like where it seems like like the way they came back so easy, like nothing had ever happened, is like, okay, well, it's kind of inconsistent with like how hardcore y'all went to punish her. And they're like, we can't hurt you, but we're going to punish you by making everything 30 times harder. I don't know. There was a lot of... I have a problem of, like, really enjoying things, like, really liking a movie, and then I get out of the movie and, like, the 20-minute car ride home, like, talking about, like, wait, this doesn't actually make logical sense. I still like the movie, but I just, like, have a bad habit of trying to find plot holes with, like, the logistics of concepts. I liked it.
I wasn't expecting this show to make me laugh quite as much as it did.
It had some good moments.
Like talking about the drone wrapping itself around the light pole with a bag of trash.
Yeah, that
was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was good. There was a lot of funny jokes.
Because we talked a little bit in the pre-show about drone deliveries. I actually live right next to a pretty big Amazon drone base, and so I see them going over all the time.
Wild.
And ever since I watched Pluribus, I've just been waiting to see them crash.
I just love that they were like so committed to not seeing Carol that they just left it.
Yeah. Like, I guess that part of it felt like performative from the others of like, you know, kind of what you were saying of like, we're going to go out of our way to emotionally punish you. And like, I see what you're saying about like, hey, can you shorten this message? I don't need to listen to the whole thing the whole time. But like that, you know, the others, like beyond just AI, a lot of times it felt like just like modern life of dealing with like a mega corporation or like a big organization.
The bureaucracy of it all.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't matter how big or small your problem is, you're going to have to go through the phone tree and listen to the dumb message each time.
I do like the characters in this show.
John Cena.
I talk shit about the guy who speaks French about the moral stuff, but I was like, I did like his character a lot. He was funny, and he was like, other than that, like kind. Like, I think he genuinely cared about Carol and the other humans, and I don't think he was like didn't want humanity to come back or anything. I think he had just kind of like, I respected him. He was consistent, like, which is more than I could say for Carol. Like, I just felt like I liked him. I liked Manusos a lot. I liked a lot of the characters. Was it time for rating and stuff?
I think so.
Yeah, let's get some ratings in. How about you lead off, Tony? Tell us how many
atom bombs.
What are we gonna? Atom bombs.
Hand grenades.
Well, tell us out of 10, how many hand grenades?
I'm probably gonna be, as much as I trash talked it, it's gonna sound higher than it. It's like I'm gonna go with the 6. And like I just really, it's just tainted by my disappointment in Carol. Whereas like before that is like I really loved the sets, the locations, the quality, the acting is phenomenal. I think the story is compelling. Like there's not too many body snatcher type pod people shows out there that I've seen, at least. So I really liked a lot of facets of it. It just kind of came down too hard for me. So I'm trying not to be like too harsh on the back end of that, since it's the freshest in my mind. I'm gonna go with the 6 atom bombs.
All right. How about you, Aaron?
I likewise would give this a 6. I feel like it has HBO quality. There were a decent number of episodes that I did actually enjoy, but I felt that ultimately Carol's character, the plot line, the story, the kind of holes in the rules, there wasn't enough tying things together and explanation that made it worth sticking through all of the just like self-loathing that we had to deal with. So like there are a number of people that I would recommend this show to. There are people who would probably enjoy it a lot more than me, but I just found myself kind of like at the end. So a 6.
Okay.
The average is easy so far.
Well, I'm gonna blow it up a little bit, I think. I came into this conversation thinking that I might even give this show a 10. I really, really enjoyed this show. It really made me think, which is what the best shows do. I think after the conversation, I kind of see the flaws that you're talking about here. So I'm having a little bit of a Tony moment of leaving the theater. But I think I'm just going to come down to an 8 because I still think this is an absolutely excellent show. And it's definitely worth watching, really, no matter what kind of shows you like. It's so thought-provoking. Like, it's definitely worth your time. So I'm going to come at 8.
I like it.
Hand grenades.
I mean, I would agree that it was thought-provoking. It definitely triggered a lot of conversation between me and Christy.
I do appreciate the big question of, like, I almost wish it wasn't going to be like they're going to die by starvation because of their own rules. But, like, because I like the big picture question of, like, is an objectively better world that's not real, like, would you bring it down to make it real, or would you like let the world be a better place? Like, if they all weren't going to starve to death in the next 10 years or whatever, it's like if that part of it wasn't, it's like that'd be like a more hard question to answer. It's like, well, there's no humans, but there's no crime and suffering, and like animals, the domesticated ones are screwed because they can't hunt, but the natural ones may be okay. Like, and the environment's probably going to be better. I don't know. It's like that'd be a hard question to answer for yourself of like, should the world be saved? I don't know. So I like your rating. I did like the show. I just kind of, like I said, I think because I have a bad habit of binging the shows right before, it's like the last sip of show drink that I took is leaving a bad aftertaste.
Well, we've got a 6, a 6, and an 8 that comes to a composite score of 6.6 repeating, which might be our most common score for a show because that ties it with Ash vs. Evil Dead, Haunting of Hill House, Last of Us Season 1, Shogun Season 1, and Miracle Worker Season 2.
Dang, we must have fallen off on Shogun because I thought we really liked that one.
I had a lot of issues with Shogun.
I seem to remember it kind of faltered.
Yeah.
I want to say it started really well, but by the end wasn't so good. But I might be.
Maybe we need like 4. I always complain about short seasons. Like maybe we need a 4-episode season because like all these shows, I'm like 4 episodes in, I'm like, this is the best show ever, And then by the time you get to the episode 9 or 10, I'm like, this really fell off a cliff. Let's just have some 4-episode shows, like a mini series.
It also depends on the show. Like, I feel like Pluribus is clearly not done. And I feel like they may address or answer some of the complaints that I had as the show goes on. But at the same time, when you're left with what you're left with, you kind of have to make a call, right? So, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop.
Well, boys, is it time to approach the Wheel of Randomonium?
I believe that it is. I need to get a quick consult from Tony on the universe of anime. Because I definitely want to put an anime on the wheel. And I also want to be sensitive that, we don't need to be paying for extra subscriptions that we don't need. And I assume everyone has Netflix.
Yes, I think we do.
So at least if I pick something off Netflix, it doesn't require anyone to go get a Crunchyroll account. I figured that Tony might already have one, but I doubt Jay does.
I do not.
So my question of consult is this: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or Vinland Saga?
I would selfishly choose Vinland Saga because I haven't seen it yet. So,
all right, Vinland Saga it is. Finland Saga it is.
How do you spell that?
Vin, land, one word, saga.
it's like Finland with a V.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Easy enough.
Sharing the screen. I really want to see it as well, so it's been on my list of stuff to try. All right, so we have 3 shows on the wheel. I will start. I am putting up Vinland Saga on Netflix. I have not watched anything, but it constantly gets referred to as one of the great, modern anime out there right now. I saw a clip where it was like some guy who's in the military was saying how this show changed his life. I'm curious. So I'm putting this up. I'm not going to say really anything else about it. So that will be my offering for this one. Tony?
Also, Jay would not make it past
What?
on Full Metal.
Oh, he wouldn't get past that
he would not make it past that episode. No.
He would be fine. I've watched past that point in Full Metal Alchemist, and it's not that bad.
I appreciate you guys looking out for me.
You would be fine, Jay. It's not even. It's more of a moral question. It's not even violent.
Okay, easy enough.
I'll go. True Tony fashion. I just looked right before the pod. And I was like, what's good shows right now? DTF St. Louis popped up. So that's it's brief overview. A love triangle between 3 adults experiencing middle-aged malaise that leads to one of them ending up dead. And a lot of the comments I saw said it was like a murder mystery, and that the mystery was pretty good. So I guess I didn't know that. Based on the trailers, I didn't know there was a murder mystery or a death mystery. So interesting to find out. It'll probably win because I don't care about it at all.
Down to find out who was murdered in St. Louis.
Ayo.
Well, as it's written on the wheel right now, it's DTF St. Louis, so we're gonna have to watch it in Spanish.
Luis Guzman.
My show is the Amazon Prime show Bait. It's
Sticking with it.
It's from what I've read, it's a little bit undefinable, but the basic story is that there's a British Pakistani actor who gets an audition to be 007, and then that gets leaked to the press, and he has to deal with the public and private fallout of people reacting to a brown person auditioning to be 007. And I've heard the word Lynchian attached to it, so that's got show written all over it.
So they have thick red curtains.
I was going to say, be careful about saying that, because then I'll switch it to Dorohedoro.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Spin to win.
Here we go.
Let's spin the McConaughey wheel.
All right. And it's Bait.
Right.
It is Bait.
Oh, there's even an applause sound effect. Nice.
There is. All right, Bait on Amazon.
Yeah, it should be a quick watch. I think it's 6 sub 30-minute episodes, so it should be a pretty quick, nice little mini series.
Very short series. Jay, do you want to pair that with something?
Like a Merlot?
Like, do we need to watch a 007 movie along with this?
Yeah, you know what? There you go.
That sounds good.
Okay,
So,
Bait and one 007 movie.
Yeah. Do you want to? I mean, do you want me to choose? Do you guys want to choose?
I abdicate my choice to you.
We could all watch a different one.
Pick one. I will watch whichever one you pick. I mean, if it's bad, I'm gonna just shit on it. But you know.
No. Goldfinger.
All right.
Can't be Goldfinger.
Okay. Octopussy.
Gold member.
Dude, Octopussy sucks. There's a huge part of Goldfinger where they spend just sitting outside in the parking lot of a KFC, and that's 100% true. So
peak 007.
All right. So the next time we'll be back, we will be reviewing the Amazon Prime show Bait, as well as the classic 1960-something show movie Goldfinger. So
nice.
Looking forward to it.
I love gold.
Well, boys, it's been a tremendous pleasure to take the stage with you, as it always is. So thank you very much for joining me and coming along with this ride.
You're welcome.
And until next time, I will be... Damn it. We will be letting the mystery be. So see you next time on the show.
Landon Donovan, there are things on here for the USA. Can they do it here? Cross, and Dempsey is denied again, and Donovan has scored! Oh, can you believe this? Go, USA! Certainly through. Oh, it's incredible. You could not write a script like this.